How do you know if the person you're dating is relationship material? This video will help you understand what relationship material even is. We're going to start by talking about the key features of a person who is relationship material. And remember, it's not about perfection. Sometimes it can also be about seeing potential and being with a person who is willing to grow. However, we don't want to fall into the trap of seeing potential in someone who is not showing any signs of growing or changing. The first key trait of someone who's relationship material is that they're emotionally available. And what I mean by that is that they are not married to someone else, they're not in love with someone else, they haven't just gotten out of a relationship a couple of weeks ago. They are ready. They have processed their feelings in terms of past relationships. They are living where you are, or they're willing to commute to see you and build a strong connection. They're not burdened by too much trauma or, for example, an avoidant attachment style that makes it very, very difficult for them to open up to another person and be there emotionally for you. Because it's not just about being there physically and not having any exes in the mix or being single and available. It's also about, is this person committed to opening up? It's not about opening up on the first date. It's about long term. Are you seeing progress? Are you seeing that this person is showing you willingness to open up and show you who they are and be vulnerable? Next, we have to look at if the person has communication skills. These skills can be taught and they can be developed over time. We're not born with great communication skills. We learn great communication skills. So working with a professional such as myself or watching a lot of videos online and really educating yourself on what healthy communication is. I've actually made a video about it. I'm going to link to that video up here because healthy communication and even healthy conflict is a really important part of a relationship. So knowing how to speak to your significant other is an important skill set to have. Again, here it's important not that they necessarily know all of the tools already, because very few of us do, but that they're open to watching videos and learning about it and getting better at communicating, that they have the genuine interest and willingness. Something that a lot of couples fight about is finances. So you also want to look at if they are financially responsible. Are they able to save up money? Do they have gigantic debt that they have no plans of getting out of? You don't have to find a perfect person who is earning lots and lots of money and is a perfectionist when it comes to financial management, but you don't want to be with someone who's gambling away all their money either. So just finding out if the person is reasonable and responsible, because down the line, if you're looking to build a long-lasting relationship with them, it's going to matter. It may not matter right now in the dating stage. Maybe you're okay picking up the slack, or you're not bothered right now, but down the line, especially when you have kids, this sort of stuff matters. A great thing to look out for as well is to see if the person has their own hobbies and individual desires and things that they want to achieve, goals, explore. It's a really great thing, and they should have that, because what can happen in some relationships is that it becomes very enmeshed and you sort of morph into this goop and you're just the two of you becoming one person, and you completely forget about your individual goals and personality traits and everything like that. And those are really important to keep alive in a relationship. You don't want to become one single unit. You want to be a team, and then you want to have your individuality as well. You also want to look at whether or not the person is willing to compromise. In a long-term relationship, you have to compromise, because you're not going to find someone who wants everything you want and who is, on the same page with you about everything. So having those communication skills and talking about it and finding ways of compromising that don't lead to resentment, because compromising is not you saying yes to something that is completely non-negotiable for you and then you feeling resentful and beginning to have passive-aggressive behaviors down the line. Compromise is truly finding a way that can work for both of you, and sometimes you're checking for compatibility here, because you're not going to be compatible with everyone. Let's say you want kids and your partner doesn't want kids. Where's the compromise there? You know, if that's really important to both of you, then maybe you're just not compatible. So when you're checking whether or not someone is relationship material, you're sort of scanning for these things as well. Showing up when they say they'll show up, being a man or woman of their words, and being truthful is really important as well. If you're catching them in making excuses or lying about small things, that's definitely a red flag. By the way, I recommend that you watch my video about red flags. It's a really great addition to this video. I'll link to it up here. But you want to find out, are they actually taking action that are matching with their words, or are they a type of person who's just saying a lot of great things, but when it really comes down to it, to reality, they're not really showing up the way that they say they were going to show up. So you want to watch for that as well. Do they make you feel secure, or do they make you feel insecure? It's important to be with someone who makes you feel secure. Sometimes insecurity can be mistaken for those butterfly feelings. And you think if someone is making you insecure, it means you love them more, but that's actually not the case. Real love feels more calm. It feels like coming home. It feels like you wanting to spend a lot of time with this other person because you become the best version of yourself when you're with them. It doesn't feel like you being nervous all the time, being awkward. You can have a bit of anxiousness in the beginning. That's normal, but not too much. Then that's sort of a sign that you're not really feeling like you can be yourself with this other person. And then an important point to add here is also emotional security. So you want to be with someone who makes you feel that you can tell them whatever you need to tell them. And no, I don't mean someone with no boundaries who you can just emotionally abuse. I mean someone who listens to you when you come to them with a problem. And even if they're a bit defensive in the moment when you say it, they take it into consideration and they try to their best to make an effort so you feel seen and heard and safe with them. And that also means respecting differences in opinion. Me and my husband, we don't agree on everything. We disagree on a lot of things, but we've had to learn to respect that we don't agree, that someone else can have a completely different opinion than you, and that is valid, and let them have it. As long as it doesn't interfere with the main goals and values we have in our lives, then that's not really a problem. You're not going to find someone who's completely identical with you, and what fun would that even be? You also want to make sure that you're with someone who's really rooting for you, someone who celebrates your wins, someone who wants you to succeed in life, someone who supports you in your dreams, because you don't want someone who has so low self-esteem that they try to sabotage your dreams, that they're not really happy for you and just more jealous when you succeed. You want to be with someone who has done some work on themselves, who are in a solid place with themselves, and who are fairly happy in their own life, so they don't have to feel so jealous when good things are happening for you. Last but not least, values and goals. Are they aligned? You need to check if this person wants the same thing that you want in life. If you do value the same things, do they value family? Do they value freedom, travel? What would their ideal lifestyle look like? And are the two of you compatible? Figuring out if someone is relationship material is not about perfection. Of course, you want to feel attracted to them, and that's an important point as well. But attraction fades over time, and I will be making a video soon about what it looks like in terms of a relationship timeline, because the honeymoon stage, you feel very attracted, or you should feel very attracted to the person you're with, but then that fades over time, and it's something you have to sort of maintain. But you do want that initial attraction to be there. Final words here, it's not about perfection. Like I said before, it's about finding someone who's willing to grow with you and who's able to grow with you and who has great intentions. I hope this video was really helpful for you. Please write questions below if you have any. And if you like the video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications. That helps me out so much so I can keep making this free content for you. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.